out one day.
No. Hello. Thank you.
Well, welcome, brother. Welcome, pirate.
Thanks very much, Lee.
Dude, I remember when, you remember our first couple scenes when we'd have those dueling, because you hate me on the show, and I love it. It's one of my favorite moments of all time, dealing with this guy, because no matter what Grumpy does, Hook will just look at him like, give me the look. You do it all as that look.
Literally every time, so every time we've got a scene, you can go back and watch it. I always, Leo come up, because he's always, Grumpy's always shouting, right? So I think it's like, whoa, what's happening? It's always like this. That's what Captain Hook does all
Half the time I'm jumping in on a UAT.
Because he literally interrupts everything. Just when Hook is about to have a moment with like Emma or somebody like that, he'll come screaming and it's just like, oh, here he comes again. Here's Grumpy again. Brilliant. Brilliant.
Perfect timing. Sorry about that, brother.
That's
ready for some questions?
Hi.
Hey, Lee. Hi.
Trust me, even with me, it's all it takes. Yes, baby.
I honestly don't know any pickup lines.
Do you want one for the future?
Well, yes.
Okay, is there a mirror in your pants, or because I can see myself in them? Now you have water, you're welcome.
Hey, Lee, what's your room number?
Thank you.
Thank you.
That is outrageous behavior. What
Well,
a
actually,
question.
you know what? It's funny you say that because it has. But I'll tell you what, I obviously have two hands. You know, and I get to use it, but like for 10 hours of the day, 14 hours of most days, I'll only use one hand for a portion of the day. And you do sort of realize, when I first started, you kind of think about how can I use this in, you know, day-to-day settings in the context of the scene. So you sort of appreciate how difficult it must be for somebody who has, let's say, lost a limb or lost a hand or whatever. I mean, I can never understand what that's like because, you know, I'm lucky enough for that to have not happened to me. But you can appreciate how difficult it is to have to try and use things, you know what I mean? But I guess I haven't thought about it a huge amount, but yeah, probably a little bit of an answer. But I still have my hand underneath the hook, so, you know. Thanks. If I say yes, it's just going to make everybody go, ah.
If you say no, they're going to boo. So. Not sure how you win.
Yeah. Here's the thing is that I think that they both saw something in each other that they really connected with. I don't know necessarily that it was love at first sight, but I think that there was a deep connection there, and I think that's blossomed into whatever thing that they have.
I mean, honestly, I think it was love at first sight, but both the characters were so jaded by their previous experiences that they weren't open to it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we see when we saw it, but the character themselves wouldn't because they don't believe in that because of all the, you know, you know what I'm saying? And that's what's really special of them coming together. It's two hard asses loving hard, you know? It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Loving it to the max.
Go big or go home, Captain Hook. I'm on the other side, brother.
Hello, love.
Hello, love.
I think you did a really great job portraying a dark one. To do that really well.
Thank
so
you.
my question is, how was that transition into becoming a dark one when before you were just trying to get the darkness out of them?
I mean, to be honest with you, it wasn't terribly difficult because it's fun to do stuff like that. So basically, my take on the dark one was sort of, I sort of took elements of what I think what Bobby does with Rumpelstiltskin, where he enjoys the anarchy. You know what I mean? And I thought to myself, when I knew I was going to be doing it, I sort of thought, you know, the darkness wouldn't want Hook to hate being dark. It would want him to really appreciate it and embrace it and have fun with it. And I kind of thought that that was the important thing. So once Hook realized that he was actually a dark one, he knew that, I mean, he didn't have the control to start. He says that to Emma before she saved him. Don't save me, let me go. I don't have the willpower to be able to fight this. And once the realization and the memories came back in, then he was like, okay, I'm the dark one.
I mean, that's one of the coolest things about your character to me, is those moments of the self-awareness that they've written into your guy. So you're playing this character that, you know, had this duplicitous morality, maybe a bad guy, maybe a good guy from the beginning of your appearance on the show. And obviously you've morphed into a good guy, but you still have that tendency, you're conflicted. You know, and in your love relationship, same thing. And I mean, I think that's one of the great things that you've brought to the role is this, you've really set up those two, the polar opposites of it. And really that we get to see and enjoy that almost a tennis match within you. Because you're bad, but you're really good. And it's hard for you to do either one 100% because you can't commit to being good because you're really evil.
Yeah, I mean, look, that's one of the things that drew me to wanting to play Hook, you know what I mean? It's like, you don't, it's very rare that you, as an actor, you get a character like that where you can just sort of, as you would say, wail on it. You know what I mean? Like you just have a.
No, and that's I'll be honest. That's one of the things that we all love about what you bring to the show and how special you are as a performer, brother. Is that we not only see you enjoying and you're a true professional, but you're fucking talented, and you have so many colors in your paint box, man, that I don't even think you realize what you do to your fellow actors and the audience. When you get up there, we're all going like, holy fuck. Isn't it true? I mean, we have some tremendous actors on this show, and you know, COD is the top of my list for that.
Thank you, thanks.
You're welcome, brother. What side are we on?
I've got this side.
You ready?
Hi.
Hi.
First things first, I just want to point out my mom. She thinks you're really hot.
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay, first question. Well, my question is there any past characters you'd like to see brought back or another storyline brought in, and who would you like to play it?
Oh, that's a good one. Well, we start back on Sunday, so you'll have to watch and see. There's some interesting stuff coming up. Characters to come back. I mean, I can't really say too much. Look, I think we're lucky. I know that I keep saying that, but we genuinely are. Like the writers of the show are so far beyond intelligent when it comes to how they approach this show. I've got no idea how they manage to weave everything in, but so it doesn't matter when we think that something's gone somewhere, it can come back, or something new and even more exciting will happen. And I'm more excited for what's going to come next and where we're going to go with things after this part of the season, which I'm not going to talk about, but I guess that's sort of more it, and you'll understand why by the end of season 5 that I'm answering like this.
Thank you.
Carving skills, and I was wondering if one day you would show them to us, and what kind of things you carve into them.
Sorry, say that again?
Jen talked about your pumpkin carving skills.
My pumpkin carving skills?
Yeah, I believe you'd show them to us one day, like fall as pumpkins.
Maybe someday I'll show my pumpkin carving skills.
That sounds absolutely outrageous.
Doesn't it? I mean,
It's a great question.
I carved a pumpkin, and it was Frankenstein's face, and she thought it was really good. So, I guess maybe next year I'll do something really elaborate and post it.
Bye.
Bye.
No doubt, capital A artist right here. So
Killian as opposed to Hook is a bit like, he's loyal, which is a bit like what we were talking about with the wolf thing. I think Killian is a very loyal, conflicted person who is willing to give, well, he's willing to die for what he loves. And we all saw that at the end of the first half of the season. So that's what I love about him, is that he's different than Hook, who's very selfish. Killian is loyal and caring, and yeah, that's what I like. Yeah. Thanks.
you know that there's that great story of the.
A dark one and dying. Is there ever a fear that these big plot twists will be spoiled and kind of lessen the impact a little?
Yeah, I mean, look, it happens, and it has happened on a few occasions where things get spoiled. I mean, there's not much really we can do about that. I mean, we have to go do our jobs, and you know, I guess we just sort of hope that. Look, if people want to know spoilers for something, then that's fine, and they can go somewhere to do that. I think it's a complicated thing when there are so many people who don't want their favourite show to be spoiled, so that they can watch it week in, week out and be surprised. And I think, look, there's nothing I can do, I can't do anything, but I think it should be, if you're a big enough fan of the show to want to be there and take photographs of spoilers and talk about it, then do it among other people who want to know that. But keep it away from people who don't want that to happen, because they, you know, I personally think that, because I like to watch something and be surprised. I don't want to know the ending, or I don't want to know what's going to happen to the character that I want to go, oh my god, I can't believe that happened. You know, that's my take on it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, so you pointed out earlier that Grumpy just has perfect timing and he's always interrupting Hook, especially when he's got something going with Emma. Do you think Charming paid Grumpy off?
I would be a lot richer.
Yeah.
No, I just think Grumpy is just like, you know, he just rolls in. It just so happens that.
I mean, I'm not convinced to say.
I think it's because you're always on JMO's tip is the reason.
I didn't say that he had perfect timing. I think he has the worst timing. I think as the character, he's constantly coming in right when, like it's always right at the one moment where it's like somebody's about to say I love you. He comes on and he goes, tornado, whatever, you know.
My favorite was what was it? What I yell, like abominable snowman attacking, or what did I yell? Snowman, some evil snowman, run. Or something.
Yeah.
I know they have fun with it though, and that's another great thing about the writing staff. You know, they play these scenarios. They write in rhythm. So you can imagine in the room, oh, we got this great scene. Oh, what do we need here to dispel the tension? Because what we want to do is stretch our moments, right? Dramatically, we want to not only stretch it from one episode through that episode, but maybe into the next or the next, right? And the way they do that is, have the short, bald guy come run in and ruin it for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's such a swivelly chair.
We had an auction a while ago, and I was wondering how much would you bid or pay for that Robin Hood poster or banner?
How much would I pay? Is he gonna sign it?
Well, sure.
$10? Maybe. $1,000 for the Hook one though. Thank you.
Hi, Colin.
Hello.
My question is, I was wondering, what's your favorite memory from your time on Once Upon a Time?
My favourite memory, I think I've said this before on interviews and stuff like that. one of my favorite memories, or my most vivid memory, and it's literally only because it was my first day on set, was we had a ship. We had I guess essentially the Jolly Roger, the Lady Washington, and I had a scene with Robert Carlyle. I was dressed in full leather and wearing eyeliner for the first time in my life. And I walked out, and it was the most glorious day up at, I think it was Britannia, Horseshoe Bay maybe, or Britannia Bay, I'm not sure, yeah. And we sailed out on this boat, and I just remember thinking, this is nuts. What am I doing here? I was like standing opposite Robert Carlyle doing this scene. That's the most vivid, because it was such a perfect introduction. Actually, the very, very, very first shot that we did was, I don't know if you guys remember the crocodile, and it was literally the introduction of Captain Hook, and the camera just sort of pans up, and you see this guy who's a little bit of an arsehole, but he's in all leather. So it was like that was the first shot, and that's like my most vivid memory. And Chris was there, Chris Gaultier, who's placed me. And
I mean, it's cool to be a pirate too.
It's cool to be a pirate.
There's something to be said about pirates. In the Hook example, and I know in the movie example of Johnny's character of, being a non-conformist in an ever-conforming world. And that's what I think your character represents a lot in this storybook world, is you're kind of a very non-conformist character of our world.
I mean, it was very important for me when we came on, just on that, when I came on to play Captain Hook. Obviously, pirates was such a huge phenomenon, and like that's maybe four years ago now when I came on. It was like such a big thing, and I was really aware of not wanting to come on and try and do a Johnny Depp, you know what I mean? Which is what people, I think, wanted to do across the board, because that's what they thought a pirate was. And I was like, well, how do I try and make this into something for me that I can...
You know, it's a tribute to like what I'm telling you, you're badass, because you wear guy liner, and not once has anyone ever said you're doing him. All they ever say to me is, which captain would you serve with? And you're an equal to that performance. Your pirate is seen as one of the most legendary screen pirates ever, bro. It's a fact. I deal with it on my Twitter feed every day.
I've got to be honest. I want to do this every weekend with Lee. This is the best thing ever. This is like, hey, you know what? Let me play it right back, because Lee is doing all this and he's emceeing everything, but you're doing an absolutely stellar job. You're fantastic. You've got an incredible presence up here, and you've got a fantastic way with everybody. And I want to say thank you from me, and thank you from everybody else who you're going to have on. Like, we obviously know each other. We've been out a few times. But honestly, Lee, what you're doing here is fantastic, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate the sort of way that you're treating us, and sort of being very, very candid, and also being very charming, and just a wonderful person, and thank you.
Thank you.
Now, more questions.
What's your favorite blooper and why?
My favorite blooper? I know the answer to this one exactly. It was a scene with Robert Carlyle in... we were in the GVRD, which is up in North Vancouver. It was, I want to say it was December or January, early January, and it was absolutely bucketing down rain for hours and hours and hours. And I'd just been hit by a car. Well, I hadn't been. Leaf, my stunt double, had just been hit by a car 5 times. And so I had to lie in the thing, and then Gold jumps on top of me. So Bobby, being the committed actor that he is, I mean, he really launched himself. Like, I mean, really launched himself. Misjudged it a little bit. And his knee ended in a very, 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 very delicate place. And that's probably my favorite blooper. And I think that's out there for the world to see, which is brilliant. Yeah.
Were they magically delicious?
They were, well, do you know what, Lee? They were magically delicious.
Do your little dance now.
That's not my actual question, but is there anything about your character that has inspired you individually, like as an individual?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to be more confident to wear leather in my day-to-day life, but I don't. No, I mean, I think, to be honest with you, I think Captain Hook is, in some weird way, a little element of actually me in here, or who. I'll tell you what it is. He's who 15-year-old Colin wished that he would become. Do you know what I mean? I think that's, as actors, I think that's where characters come from. It has to be something that you feel like you connect with, you know, and then you take a little kernel of that and then you plant it in the work and then you begin to develop a character and it grows. Whoa.
Yeah, that was so deep for you, bro. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's so true, and you know what? I think that's exactly why this character connects so well to the audience. Because we know, like, you have the greatest sense of humor, you're a wonderful and generous person, and so, but we know Hook is not you. Mm-hmm. You're acting. And yet we can't see the difference. And so that's what's interesting for, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it really did come out of something like that.
Yeah.
And it's that organic nature of the work that is what's so beautiful about so many of the performances in this ensemble. Lana's performance, your performance, what brings such amazing, I don't know, believability to these characters is that you're an organic artist. And you're willing to build it and build off of that and nurture that.
I mean, I think Hook is the rock star that, you know, 50
Pirates are rock stars, for sure.
Colin, when he was lying on his floor playing the Rain song over and over in guitar.
He's a wee bit adamant. He is adamant, yeah. For sure. But in the way that, like, rock stars are cool. Like, as opposed to
hold on, lady.
the cheesy rock star.
You saying I'm cool?
I think you are. I like to hang out with you.
I'll take that.
I try to get invited to the party.
I would be Robin Hood.
Yeah, because he's my favorite.
No, because it'll give me a chance to work on my really silly voice.
So I could sound more like this. Hello, Sean.
Get up here, Sean, and give me a hug in front of people, will you?
All right, one last one. Here, please.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, thanks.
What do you think you and Hook have in common besides physical appearance? Like the most in common?
Not a huge amount, to be honest. Maybe sense of humor, I guess. Maybe I think that's probably about it. I mean, Hook is a murderer and pirate, thief, all-round vagabond. I like rum sometimes in cocktails. So I guess that probably that's it. Yeah. Leather. Well, I don't. Yeah, leather. I give a leather. Yeah. Guyliner. There you go.
Yeah, the smell of the open sea and the look of the horizon and forget that. I went for it, but I don't think it's gonna work.
No.
All right, so enough of this. And hey, buddy, thank you.
Thanks, Lee.
That was really cool. Ladies and gentlemen, one of my favorite pirates, and maybe one of yours, Colin, Captain Hook. Thank you, brother.